So overshoot behavior, where can we find the overshoot behavior? You can find the overshoot behavior here on the behaviors. Then parameter, then overshoot. Alternatively, you go to the library, behavior, parameter, and overshoot. So overshoot behavior is quite easy to use. We can add this to your position, rotation, scale, and some other properties. The scale property is the one I usually use with overshoot. Let's make this quick. So for example, I want to have that bounce effect for my circle here. To add the overshoot behavior, select your property. For me, I will select scale. Click this down arrow, add parameter behavior, and overshoot. So this overshoot behavior now will affect my scale. Of course, I want to trim my overshoot behavior where it will end. So I want it to end on the 20th frame. So I will press O on my keyboard. However, if you want, there's no need for trimming. You can just adjust the end offset here, this end offset. So let's click this show hide keyframe editor. First, let's change the start value. So my circle currently has 100% scale. So we want it to be -100 so that it will disappear here on our canvas. So start value, let's change it to -100. Also, let's adjust again our overshoot behavior. I want it to end at 20 frames. Okay. So currently our start value is -100. So in our properties, our scale is 0%. So quite easy. We already have that bounce effect on our scale. To fully adjust the overshoot on our liking, we need to adjust some parameters here. So let's open the keyframe editor, adjust our here. Okay, or let's just turn this off. So here in our keyframe editor, you can see that this is the bounce that happened on our scale. So this part is the highest. So this part is the highest scale it will achieve. So currently we have 3 cycles. So means 1, 2, 1, 2. This one 1, 2, and 3. So 1, 2, and 3. So on the third part or third cycle, it will not bounce too much. Okay, quite easy. Okay, so now let's adjust this to our liking, or for my liking. Let's expand this a bit. Okay, so ramp duration, if we adjust this, you can see that the highest peak is now much higher, from 107 earlier to 118. Let's slow it down. Also, you notice that if you adjust the ramp duration, it is getting much closer to the first keyframe. Let's adjust the cycles. Maybe I want it to not bounce too much. Maybe 1.8 to 1. Okay, let's see. Okay, it starts to look good. Maybe let's change to 1.50. Okay. Okay, I think it's much better now. So if you adjust the ramp duration also, what happens is the more the ramp duration is higher, the more it will move forward, and also you notice that the highest peak starts to become much lower. Usually adjust the ramp duration to have a lower value, maybe 25. Yeah, adjust the cycles. So acceleration, currently you can see that from here, from the first frame, it's linear, right? So just like this. However, the acceleration, it will add some easing on the scale. So start offset, if you want your overshoot to start in a different frame, you can adjust this one. In my experience, I don't usually use this start offset and end offset. I usually just trim my behavior, just like what I did earlier for this overshoot. So the overshoot, other than scale, we can use this also for position. For example, I want my X position to have an overshoot. So select my X position, add parameter behavior, and overshoot. Also, I want my behavior to end at maybe 23 frames. Okay, so trim that down. So here, 23 frames. Let's turn off again the timeline. Then let's go to the start of our timeline. So start value, because we have selected the X position, we adjust this so that our layer or shape will have this initial value like this. So let's play that. You can see that we have a bounce now for the X position. We can adjust the ramp duration to our liking. So quite easy. Then let's change. Also, you can change the where you applied this overshoot. So here, apply to, click this one to properties. If you want to apply the overshoot in different areas, you can do so in here. So I want my overshoot behavior to be applied to my Y position. So now my Y position will have this initial value. Okay, let's see. So initial value of negative 1000. Let's say negative 1000. So it will bounce from bottom to up. Okay, now let's add another shape. Maybe a rectangle now. Okay, we have this rectangle. Okay, let's reset that and adjust the anchor point. Let's put the anchor point on the lower left corner. So the anchor point is now in the lower left corner of our rectangle. And then let's add some overshoot for the rotation. Of course, I want to do the Z rotation. So add the overshoot behavior in here. Then my start value, maybe 70 degree. So value here, 70 degree. Then let's trim our overshoot to at least 20 frames. So here, this is our settings here. You can see in here. Let's play. Okay. So it looks so rough, but we can adjust it. Maybe adjust the parameters a bit. I think it's too much. Maybe. Okay. Quite easy to use the overshoot. You can use it on the position, rotation, scale. So shear, I don't usually use, maybe anchor point sometimes. But that's the concept on how to use the overshoot behavior. Thank you, and I hope that you can use this overshoot behavior in your motion projects, especially when you're doing some bounce effect. Thank you, and see you again.